Chiefs Kingdom. Listen to the silence reverberating through the hollowed concourse of Geehaw Field at Arrowhead. Do you feel that? It is the cold, unforgiving shiver of an early February without a playoff game. Since 2014, we have owned the winter. Since 2014, the road to the Lombardi ran through the loudest stadium on the planet. But today, the Red Sea is still. The drums are silent. A 6-11 campaign has stripped the crown from our heads and left us staring into the abyss of uncertainty. We are witnessing the fragility of greatness, the moment where the dynasty breathes heavily, battered by the brutal reality of the NFL parody machine. Our king, Patrick Mahomes, is trapped in the grueling labyrinth of ACL rehab, and the architects at One Arrowhead Drive are swinging the scalpel. The standard of the Hunt family is non-negotiable, and right now, that standard has been breached. But before we go into the lab and break down the tape of this daunting 2026 gauntlet, you need to join the Kingdom ranks. Subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, and let your voice be heard in the comments. Is the Kingdom still the gold standard, or is the throne officially sliding? I'm reading every single one of your takes. Listen to the brutal, clinical reality. A third-place finish should be a break, it should be a reprieve, but the AWS computers have spit out a 2026 slate that looks more like a war of attrition. We are talking about a 17-game crucible that threatens to break the back of this resurrection. The Chiefs will face the full might of the AFC East and the NFC West. 8 games against divisions that are bristling with elite talent. We are talking about crossing paths with 5 teams that just punched their tickets to the postseason. The road to redemption is paved with landmines. Not only do we have to navigate the treacherous waters of the AFC West against a 14-3 Broncos squad and an 11-6 Chargers unit, but we are being sent into the Lions' den on the road. Cincy, Buffalo, Miami, Atlanta, Seattle, and the Rams. 3 of those road trips are against teams that missed the dance this year, but are primed for a massive rebound. The Bengals and Falcons aren't third-place bottom feeders. They are sleeping giants waiting for us to stumble. We prefer to play the Giants at home and the rebuilders on the road, but the universe has other plans. Let's get clinical on the chalkboard. The tactical layering here is PhD level. In 2026, Spagnuolo's simulated pressure looks will be tested by the schematic genius of Sean Payton and the raw athleticism of Josh Allen. We are facing the elite. The Patriots and Seahawks are facing off in Super Bowl LX next weekend. That is the caliber of the teams we are expected to beat away from the comfort of Arrowhead. We need 12 personnel mismatch strategies to neutralize the pass rush in Seattle's Lumen Field. We need the option route nuances of Travis Kelce to be the safety valve while Patrick's knee regains its strength. If we can't establish the run against the 49ers' interior devastation, this season could be over before the bye week. Inside the building at One Arrowhead Drive, the atmosphere is visceral and heavy. One high-ranking AFC executive told me the Chiefs got the short end of the stick. A third-place schedule is supposed to be a gift, but facing Buffalo, Cincinnati, and the NFC West on the road is a nightmare. They better hope Mahomes is 100% by week 1, or they'll be 0-4 before they can blink. A veteran scout whispered, Reed is already obsessing over the travel. He knows the AFC East is a gauntlet of defensive masterminds. If the offensive line doesn't fix the penalty issues from 2025, those road environments will eat them alive. A third league insider added, everyone is looking at the Falcons game. Atlanta has the weapons to be a playoff team in 2026, and catching them in Georgia is a trap game of the highest order. Brett Veach has no margin of error in free agency this March. think about the biographical DNA. Patrick Mahomes has the transcendent vision of Len Dawson, but in 2026, he needs the pure, unadulterated grit of Derek Thomas to survive this schedule. Chris Jones, we need interior devastation that rivals the legendary Buck Buchanan. And Xavier Worthy, his game-breaking speed has to be the lightning bolt that shocks the 49ers' aging defense. We are linking the DNA of the 60s dominance to a reality where every Sunday is a battle for survival. And we cannot ignore the depth chart volatility. The wide receiver room is in flux, with Hollywood Brown and Tyquan Thornton hitting free agency in March, and the uncertainty surrounding Rashee Rice. The Chiefs are relying on Jason Brownlee to step up into a prominent role. But Brett Veach is staring at a monumental cap deficit, over $50 million over the limit. He has to perform financial surgery, restructuring Mahomes, trading McDuffie, or cutting Jawan Taylor. These are not choices, they are necessities to survive the 2026 gauntlet. We are also tracking the infirmary. Josh Allen and Bo Nix are rehabbing foot surgeries, but Mahomes faces the longest road, 9 months to regenerate an ACL. If he isn't ready for the season opener, we might be looking at the Carson Wentz era starting in a high-stakes road environment. The NFL schedule makers have no mercy. They see a dynasty in trouble, and they smell blood. But this is Kansas City Kingdom. We don't run from the smoke. We are the smoke. The history of this franchise is built on overcoming the impossible. From the Strahm era to the Schottenheimer years to the Andy Reid revolution, we have faced brutal schedules before, but never with the king in a knee brace and the tight end weighing retirement. Travis Kelce is the heartbeat, and if he gives us one more year, he has to do it against the most physical defenses in the league. The Seahawks, the Patriots, the 49ers, they will try to bully us. They will try to suffocate the passing game. But Bieniemy is back. The hammer is back to restore the discipline. We are at a crossroads. The 2026 offseason is the reckoning. We are facing a gauntlet that would make a Hall of Famer flinch. Every road game is a playoff-caliber environment. Every divisional matchup is a grudge match. But this is Kansas City Kingdom. We stand until the final whistle. We fight until the clock hits 0. The kingdom is tested. The crown is bent. But we are Kansas City, and the hunt for 2026 has officially begun. The dynasty isn't dead. It's just hungry. How about those Chiefs?